everybody, how you doing? It is the Pretty Nerd here with Jason D.B.K.S. here with the exclusive interview for the Pretty Nerd YouTube. All right, Jay. So everybody wants to know what a successful person does with their 24 hours in a day. I think that's what separates successful from the non-successful is utilizing as many hours of the day as you can. So if you could tell everybody how Jason starts his day. Like, what are the first things you do when you get out of the bed?
It really just depends on the day it is, but I know the first thing I do is just, I get up and get the moving. I don't ever sit still. I run around all day. I smoke a blunt. I know I do that. I smoke sometimes, but the main thing I do is just stay productive. I always try to have a productive day. I run my own business, so whether I'm out here putting flyers and posters up or writing something down for my next movie. Yeah, so I'm always trying to come up with different things to do. Because I work for myself. I'm self-employed, so I'm just always trying to figure out how to take my brand to the next level.
I think that's very important. You know, when people say they have nothing to do, then it's like, okay, have you reached your peak in your life? Have you reached all your goals? Because there's always more to do to get to the next step. So of all of that, when you go through your morning routine, what is the one morning habit that you stress to other people that's necessary? Whether it's like, do you wake up and pray? Do you wake up and meditate? Do you make sure that you have a structured, hygienic process in the morning? What is important to you to get your day started off the right way?
I just depend on what day it is. Like, I might be sleeping and get a call at 8 in the morning and have to run and do something, and then I'll be running all day. I was going to the gym, so I try to keep a good gym routine, but I always end up getting off track. I'll be doing that real good. Then sometimes I might wake up one morning and know I got to finish my script, so I go to the library one morning. I go to set up a few meetings and be meeting different people. I'll be on Instagram waking up, DMing different actors and different things. So it just really depends on what my motivation is for that day or what I was on before I went to sleep. But definitely gonna wake up, brush my teeth, and like I said, roll me a blunt, just jump in the car and get to running around.
Y'all hear that? That's a champion's morning right there. Tell us a little bit about, I remember you. If people don't know, we did go to the same high school. So I do remember a little bit of Jason. I remember you being a little reserved, laid back. Yeah. I don't remember you in drama club or theater or anything like that. So how did you venture and end up going into the film industry, getting into writing and so forth?
Well, actually, I had already been, like, when I was young, my mom had me doing, I was doing, church plays, and my mom didn't want to do all the plays at the churches. Even like now, I still be doing plays for my mom. My mom made me do plays. I just did one called The Prodigal Son for her probably like a year or two ago. It's on Easter and stuff like that. But I always been doing that type of stuff and been a salesman. I used to sell candy and all that type of stuff like that when I was young, so I always been about my business. And with the movies, I shot my first movie in 2010, so that's what people don't know. I started shooting a movie myself. I shot it, did everything, edited 2010, but I ain't finished it. But I started on New Year's 2010, then New Year's 2011. I'm like, damn, I ain't finished my movie. Started working on it again, finished it, but it wasn't up to par like I wanted it. So I'm like, I'm not gonna release that until I get some quality that I wanted to put out. I had a movie with Busy Bone for Bone Thugs and Harmony, and my guy that filmed that, something happened, he lost the footage, but the trailer on YouTube, you can look at the trailer now, it's called You Can't Tell Me Nothing, and but that had never come out, so I was dealing with that, like, telling different people I had movies coming out. My dad lived out of town, he'd be calling and asking me when the movie coming out, and it didn't never come out. Then I was in a movie called Allure of the Game that somebody else had made, that ain't never come out. I was in another movie called The Vexing, somebody else was doing, that ain't never come out. So I learned from all their mistakes, and the Got My Hustle Up process, I started trying to do that in like 2014, 2015. Okay. It didn't come out till basically like 2018, so it was a long process. I'm trying to make people believe in what I was trying to do.
And that makes a lot of sense, because I don't think people understand that it was a lot of separate projects that you were working on, and definitely go check that out. You Can't Tell Me Nothing. Go take a look at it, definitely. But the fact that you were persistent, because you had 1,000,001 reasons to give up and you still kept going because it's your craft and it's what you do. So no, I think that offers a lot of insight that people wouldn't have expected. Is the background of all. So when did you decide, with all of that experience that you had in those different movie sets and experience in other actors and directors and so forth, when did you decide, okay, this is something I can do and I'm actually good at it? Like, I actually got ideas that I know people want to see. I know how to put a project together from start to end. When did you realize, okay, I can do this myself?
I mean, honestly, I had been new because I was doing music. So that's the main thing I do is music. But like now, since the movies is out, it kind of overshadows the music now. But that's my main goal is the music. So when I was doing the music, I was doing music videos and different things like that and putting storylines in my music videos. It was an incident with my friend Kyler English. He had got something happened. He died, and they said the police threw him off the bridge. I ended up making a video about that, and that kind of took off. And it was like one of my first production to show people I could put something together like on a movie type scale. So if you look at YouTube, you can see all my videos, they all got storylines to them. And this was like years before the movie was even thought of. But I've been knew, like my cameraman who was really going to school for that, I was trying to convince them and tell them that they could do it. Because I knew I ain't never feel I could not do nothing. So I'd already filmed the movie, edited it, did all that by myself. So I know if I could do that, I know these guys who going to school for it can do it. So I had to push them and motivate them. But shit, that's the main thing. The main thing I can tell people is the only thing that stop you is yourself. Like overthinking stuff. Like people be overthinking it. Just keep thinking like, man, I'm gonna wait till I get this, get that, instead of just doing like you could be at the library, typing your script, type like when people say they don't have nothing to do, you be typing. I just made a whole nother movie, a whole script in like 2 weeks. The movie I just filmed this weekend, I made that script in November. Now about 70% of the movie just got filmed this weekend. So from November and it's January now, I just came up with a whole nother idea, came to the library, sat there, typed it up till I got it done. And made it happen. Like, it ain't,
you gotta start. You
just gotta take the initiative and do it. Like, whether it's writing a book or anything, like it's not that hard as people be making it to be. Like, a lot of that stuff, really just motivating yourself. You might not have enough money to press up 100 books or something, but if you get one book done and print it out and get to see the actual product, that's gonna motivate you. Like, damn, I can do this. And then from there you'll move on to figure out the next steps to mass produce it. But you gotta, man, just get the ball rolling
and surprise yourself. You know what I mean? I think that's a lot of self-discovery and it comes out of that, you know, and see what you can do. So I think that's an awesome thing. You know, fear is our biggest enemy sometimes, and self-doubt, you know. So I gotta know, okay, well, with all this experience, what was the actual moment like, if you could illustrate that for me, when that sparked the creation of Got My Hustle Up?
I mean, to be honest with you, like I said, I was doing music, and my engineer, his name is Mo Beats. He had died.
Shout out to Mo Beats.
Yeah. Shout out to Mo Beats for sure, raised the bar. But I had got my hustle up since 2011. I had the clothing line, and I was doing the clothing line. My first launch of Got My Hustle Up was with a song I did with the rapper Lil Flip from Houston. And you can look down on YouTube. When I dropped that video, I had like 100 people wearing the Got My Hustle Up shirt. So I had been promoting the Got My Hustle Up, and when I decided to make a movie, I'm like, man, I'm just gonna name it after my brand. But the thing when Mo Beats died with my music, I ain't had nobody to record with, so I was kind of lost, like what I'm gonna do. And I ended up going to LA and just end up coming again the spark for real. But it was a lot. I had been wanting to work on a movie. I had paid my dude who filmed it like 3 or 4 years before that, and he kept spending me, and different stuff was going on in his life, and it just wasn't working out. But it was all meant to be, because when we started filming, everything came together. So
took off. Awesome. So, okay, when you decided to make the movie and you had the idea, did you keep it a secret from people? Did you only tell a select few of people? Did you just let people know it was coming all over? Like, how did you go about moving once you decided, okay, this is what I want to do and I have a masterpiece here? How did you go about letting people know about it, and why? Why did you do it that way?
I mean, to be honest, and then like Got My Hustle Up, I can tell people, man, we probably filmed that movie the worst way that the movie could be filmed. So that's how I know, like, man, with me being able to pull that off, I know I can do anything. Like, if you get a chance to watch the movie, if you see the movie, Michael Blackson is in the movie, and his scene is probably maybe 30, 40 minutes into the movie. But that was the very first scene that we shot. Okay. So I shot his scene first, like my dude Bupak, who's my co-star.
Shout out Bupak, hilarious.
If you watch the movie, it looked like people think we are real close now, but at the time, I just knew in my mind, like, man, I like what Bupak doing. I think he's gonna be perfect for this part. And then like my dude Peso, who was filming it, we had been supposed to film for a while, and I was at the point where I was tired of waiting. So I'm like, man, everybody think I'm playing. They think I'm playing. And I had been, like, I see Michael Blackson every time he come down here for the Funny Bone and stuff like that, and I'd be like, man, I'm gonna get him in my movie. And then I was in Atlanta the year before, and I snuck in the BET Awards, and I had seen the dude that played Biggie, and I got a picture. I had him hold my CD. Then when I got back to Dayton, I'm like, damn, I should have got his number. Got him in my movie.
So you snuck into the, wait a minute, I saw all that. Wait a minute, I was tuned in. I saw the picture, I saw the selfie. I saw you.
So you talking about this year. You talking about when I was just on BET this year.
So you snuck it before then?
I've been doing this what I'm known for. I've been doing this for years. But I got a book coming out.
Jason, this is the stuff I wanted to know. Yeah, this is what I wanted to know. Because I saw it. I saw you doing the footwork. And I saw you. So that's good. That's an interesting insight to learn.
I've been doing this from 2000. Like I said, I got a movie with Busy Bone. That's how I met him. I snuck on stage at the Ohio Hip Hop Awards. I've been doing this for years. Like, it's all documented. Like, another time in Cleveland, they wasn't showing Dayton love. And it was like Machine Gun Kelly, Crazy Bone, a whole bunch of people performing. I snuck on stage on there. That's on YouTube. And so I'm known for doing this. But you probably talking about this year. I was at the BET Awards, and they was filming live, and I snuck on the live and got to hold my movie.
Yes.
I could have messed the whole thing. I should have. I'm sorry I ain't go viral and just push everybody out the way and just say, got my hustle up or something, but I ain't want to mess up my chances with BET. But
makes sense. Makes sense, because that's future relationships that you got to think. See, you got to think ahead. But look, you don't wait for an opportunity. You go out there and you take it. You find opportunities and you slide into the ones you fit in. Do you see that? I've been wanting to know how you made those moments happen. So that's
yeah. But as far as the actual filming and getting the people in it, like none of them really. I don't think none of them even thought it was gonna come out. They just thought they was just doing. Somebody just wouldn't leave them alone about being in the movie, and they ended up deciding they'd do it for me. It was a crazy process, all the stuff that I do.
Good. So when you guys did decide, and you got everybody to get together and so forth, what was the first steps in starting the film process? I know that you just said Michael Blackson was the first thing that you filmed. Yeah. So what was your first steps in doing it? I know there's usually rehearsals and stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. My shit is unorthodox. I do mine a whole nother way. That's why my film's gonna stand out. Now eventually I am gonna start doing rehearsals and making them more polished. But at the time I got my hustle up, it was just, man, what's up, Bupak? Man, I got Michael Blackson. I think he'd be good for this part. I holler at my dude Darnay. He was doing the comedy too. I'm like, man, what's up, man? I got Michael Blackson. Trying to help y'all get y'all comedy stuff going. Shit, I had my cameraman, like, bro, we about to finally start filming. I got Michael Blackson. They looking at it, nobody was still, none of them really believe me. Like, me and Bupak had never kicked it or nothing. We was just seeing each other out in the club and stuff. And I had him meet me at the hotel. Michael Blackson, he wanted to leave his hotel to do the scene. But I had to negotiate to do the scene. So I'm like, man, I'll make it work at your room. And when we got there, I told him, like, I actually told Bupak, Darnay what to do right there. And then, like, 10, 15 minutes before we started filming, we started filming the movie. And it was, what you see on the film was freestyle. Everything you see on there is just out of my mind. But then after that, I seen the dude from Biggie. I got his information and called him, and he said send him the script. And I ain't have no script. So I just went to the library, and everything you seen that got my hustle on movie came in my head. I was just picking my friends as they go. Like, man, let me put him in it, put him right here.
Get out of here.
I wrote it like some music or something. It just came to me. I know it was meant to be. God gave it to me. I just started piecing it out. I put Michael Blackson scene in there, piecing all that stuff. Like, a lot of that stuff you see it's just meant to be. It's on Michael Blackson's. If you see his parts, he talking to different people on the phone. But when we was filming it, I just had him in the room, like, just pick up the phone, act like you talking to a girl. All right, hang up, pick up like you talking, because I had to try to get my money's worth. while he was there, I didn't know what I was gonna need, but I'm like, man, I'm just thinking like, man, get these different shots. And I just built it around that, and added the different people you seen talking to, and made it look and stretched it out. Then everything else,
I would have never guessed that. And people don't know how hard that is. Getting shots and making sure the sound is right and the lighting, as well as people doing their parts straight out through. And to find out that that was all put together within a 10-minute, and that's one of my favorite parts, and I'm sure it's a lot of people's favorite parts of the movie, was executed wonderfully. It was executed wonderfully. I would have never guessed that most of it was freestyle. You guys, a lot of you, if you've done production, then you know. But so that's very, very interesting to know. And was any part of the My Hustle, which I at the beginning we all saw that it was based on true events. How much of it would you say a majority of the events that happened to you, or at least people that you know, or was it spoken from an aspect of just things that you know have occurred in life?
I mean, when it comes to that, I would more or less say on the aspect of it, probably like 90% of it was true. As far as with myself, probably like, I can tell you certain shots, like the scene where the guy sold me the fake MacBook in the movie. That was real. That really happened to me when I was in Atlanta. That was an actual MacBook that they sold me that I used in the movie. The guy sold me the MacBook and told me his name was As Is. And I took the whole scene, I took his name and everything, so I just took a negative and turned it to a positive.
Okay.
And I hope the guy that sold it to me see it. See, I took his whole name and everything they was doing and turned it into, you know what I'm saying, something that's going to be profitable for life. So, and then the scene with the child support, all that was real with the baby mama. All of it except for me busting out the car windows. I actually went over there with the gun, and my mom and her mom tried to stop. So a lot of this stuff is true events. There's a lot of witnesses. People know me from growing up and knowing I've been on this fuck child support movement for a long time. You can look at that on YouTube all the way from 2011. Me going to the child support office with fuck child support shirts on and stuff like that. So a lot of this stuff been in the making to where with the Got My Hustle Up, I was trying to make movies for so long. I was going to make a movie called Fuck Child Support. Then I was going to make a movie about me doing pest control because the pest control shit was real. I was doing that for real.
Okay, I wondered that too. Like, I wondered, did he really have to work?
Yeah, I was really doing pest control, and my boss I was working for was really having me spray people's houses with water. So this is real. This is real life.
That's funny because I was having a discussion while watching the movie, and somebody else that was watching with us was saying, hey, I worked at pest control, and they really do that. I said, get out of here. Yeah. So he's confirmed it.
Yeah, a lot of people know me from before the movie and all that for really coming over their house and doing the pest control. I used to spray and kill bed bugs, and they charge a lot for that. If there's somebody I know, I have them call my boss and cancel their order, and I'll spray for a discounted price. And shit like that, especially when I know I have water in there and they ain't know it.
So if y'all was wondering why y'all roaches and bed bugs didn't leave.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, nah. To this day, people still call me to do it. I get your shit down.
Okay.
I know how to do it. It's really, like with bed bugs, you gotta just get rid of the stuff. You can spray all you want, it don't really help. And I'm certified, I know how to kill bed bugs for real. I really was gonna start my own bed bug company, but I knew once I put out my movie, now it's gonna be, people gonna think I'm spraying this shit with water and shit, so I gotta act like somebody else own it.
Okay, so this is the disclaimer right here, okay? Yeah. Because this is a jack of all trades. He can handle that too. So when the business starts, we made it clear. We're not using water, okay? We're not using water in his parts. So, okay, so we're gonna go back to when we were talking about the BET Awards and how you infiltrated. So how did you I also noticed before the project was even complete, you got several celebrities to endorse your movie, to hold up the flyers, to show love. Yeah. How did you do that? That had to be impossible.
No, I mean, it was just from years of grinding, like I said, from doing the footwork out here, from promoting my music, meeting so many celebrities, and I'll be out here by myself. So when I'm selling my CDs, I try to give them a CD, and then they walk off, and it was just a learning process. Like, I'd give them a CD and be like, damn, I should have got them to take a picture with me. Mm-hmm. So then I'd be like, every time I meet a celebrity, I need you to take a picture with me. Then after that, I'd be like, damn, I should have got them to give me a shout out. Mm-hmm. So then, so by that time, I learned all this. So when I see people, I'm doing 100 jobs, I'm promoting them. Let me get a picture, man. Let me get a shout out. So I was used to doing that with my music. And by the time it got to my movie shit, I'm polished with this shit now. So when I see them, I just walk up to them. A lot of people turn me down. I done got into it with a lot of celebrities, and that's a whole other story.
Interesting. Yeah. That's on the next exclusive. We're going to dig into that because I always wondered about that. I said some people may get offended. Some people may pull the whole, I need to see the project before I endorse and be a part of it and so forth. But I also saw a lot of people showing you love. I said, so he must be out there connecting.
Yeah. It was a lot of people that, it was definitely a lot more people that, just put like this, if you seen the video you talking about with all the people, and I probably had like 15 celebrities. 15, 20 celebrities that shouted it out, but I probably tried to holler at 100 of them that played me. So it was just a learning process, but that's why I always have everything with me. Like, if I'll be out of town at the BET Awards, I have a book bag and I have banners, I hang it up with tape and hang on the wall to where somebody walking past, you ain't got no choice but to stop me. I'll film you anyway. I don't care. I'll film you. So I just I learned how to do it, and I hand them the posters and just tell them real quick, just give me a shout out. A lot of them understand the hustle that I'm doing, so a lot of them don't. Like, even like Jamie Foxx, for one. Like, Jamie Foxx, he wasn't trying to fool with me. I ended up following him on a hotel, different stuff like this. So I be doing all type of crazy stuff too. Where I understand that they be looking at me like I'm crazy sometimes.
But it's cool though, because you got to do that until you walk up to them and they know you.
Yeah.
You know, one day they're gonna know you.
Make them remember me.
Oh yeah.
Make them remember the project. So that's what I was doing. Got my hustle up everywhere I was going. I was just trying to put it in their face too. I ain't care what they saying. I'm like, man, as long as you remember this, and that's now I'm at the point now to where now it's on Amazon Prime and different things like that, to where they gonna come across it and see the cover and be like, damn, it's look familiar to them. So.
Yeah, I came across that guy. So what would you say in all? Of course, I know you can't give me an exact figure, but approximately, because people think projects like this are huge in their mind. They make it out to be much more complicated. Not that it's not any less complicated than what it actually is, but it's things that maybe, if, like you said, they take progressive steps to, they can eventually accomplish. So financially, on the aspect of making a movie, in our minds, Hollywood studios, millions, how much would you say if somebody wanted to start out and make their own film, not trying to be the best, quality of everything, but just the best of what they can do, how much would you say they could expect to pay to from start to finish?
At that aspect, I could never give a specific number, because it really just depends on the person and his creativity, and how far he wants to go on quality and things like that. Because, like I said, I shot my first movie in 2010 with a little picture camera, and I edited it with Windows Movie Maker. And I did that, and it didn't cost me no money. And I just was getting my cousins and different people. I was setting the camera on top of cars and different things like that. So that actual film didn't cost me nothing at all. But I didn't get to put it out because the quality was terrible. And you know what I'm saying? I knew what I want to do, but even like got my hustle up, like, if you get somebody who can film the actual shots, just depends on, you might know your cousin might could shoot, and he might do it for you for free. So, or you might have to pay somebody $500 or $1,000, or it just depends on your relationship with the cameraman. So that's the first step, is getting somebody who can film it. Or if you can film it yourself, that's gonna cut out the cost. If you're gonna get somebody to edit it, or you're gonna edit it yourself, then you gotta figure out the extenuous of like the sound. If you want your shit if you just want to shoot it, put it in and just put it together and put it out, or if you want to shoot it and get somebody professional to do the sound over, if you want to do the color, get the color correction done, or if you just don't care and you just want to put it out like that without doing the extra touch-ups to it. So then the first steps that's going to determine the price on that end is just how good you want to make it. How, if you're just trying to put something out for you and your friends and cousins just to watch, to be like, damn, I made a movie, or you really want to try to get it on some platforms, because certain platforms you got to have a certain quality, you got to end up getting closed caption and different like things, but that's later on down the line. So it's just first just figuring out your main goal. If you want to get in movie theaters, so now with me doing this stuff, people see it and they just, like, I'm gonna make a movie and get it. They think it is kind of easy because they see me doing, but you just gotta have your plan together on what you really want to do. Like, I was going to the Neon Theater and different theaters, checking out prices to see. That was the first thing I did.
Say, with casting the celebrities, like we were talking about, and getting people involved and so forth, like you said, your project will be as expensive as you want it to be. and what type of quality you want to put in it and so forth. So when it comes to your cast, like you said, you could go the route of finding talent in your family, calling out to your friends, doing some auditions for people that just need their portfolio made, or you can cast. Was any of your cast members extremely expensive or difficult to tag, or were they just supportive? Or
well, along them lines, like Michael Blackson, definitely he's the biggest star that I got in the movie. Yeah, he definitely didn't want to be in it at first. Just from me presenting to him, but now we real close. Cause this was like several years ago, so I ended up getting cool with his manager. I actually just got finished texting him right before I walked in. So it's really about building relationships and man, and being humble and not getting discouraged or being disrespectful or something if they do. So if somebody say something that you don't like at first, because at first he didn't. He was basically saying no. I hit him up on like Instagram and stuff like that, and then he charged me a higher price. Was trying to charge me some higher stuff, but when he got in my city, it was more easier to negotiate. So I will tell people that, like, man, that's the best time to try if you want to get like a music feature or get somebody make a cameo in your movie. The best and easier way to get the best prices when they already in your town, and when you right there in their face for real, because then you can be able to negotiate something. Because 9 times out of 10, they ain't gonna really turn down no money, depending on what type of celebrity status they got. But like Michael Blackson, he's a little bit more famous than other people. But at the time when I got him, it was just meant to be because he wasn't as big as he is now. So all the actors I got in my movie, they wasn't as big as they are now. So if you call these people now, it's gonna cost them way more to try to get them in something. So they'll call and think that I paid these prices. But in all actuality, it was me just catching them at the right time and working my hand. And when like Bambi from Love and Hip Hop, she was in Dayton, and they was telling me she was from Dayton, and a lot of her family was here, and I ended up reaching out to her and got her to do like, man, just meet up with me, do one scene real quick, And that was how I was working, like I was doing. I knew how to work my hand. I give people some behind the scenes aspect, like on the Got My Hustle Up, I did a scene in City Gear with Bambi, and I had her meet me at City Gear. I'm like, man, I don't need you to go nowhere. I had her do a scene in City Gear. And if you know the Got My Hustle Up, it's a movie where her sitting in the car. So I had to do it in City Gear, and I had her come outside. All right, just sit in this car right here. And she did that scene, and then I had another scene where her talking like, you bust out my windows. I'm like, all right, get out the car and stand next to this car. So all them scenes is in the same, it's right next to each other. I had her inside City Gear, had her come outside City Gear, and I had her walk to a car and do it. So it's all movie magic. So where I was able to utilize it, a lot of famous people, they don't want to be doing too much and all this stuff. So you got to make it seem like they ain't got to do nothing.
Okay.
So that's the thing. I give y'all that type of sneak tip to somebody to work with.
Be convenient.
You gotta be ready right on the spot. If you know they right there, you know somebody right there, and you trying to get, and then even like depending on your shot, sometimes you don't even gotta pay them because it just depends on what type of shot you're trying to get.
So overall, with the aspect of the film, would you say are you happy with how it turned out versus like when you were first envisioning it and you saw in your head how you wanted it to turn out versus once you were in the theater and you were watching the preview of it? How did you feel about it?
To be honest, man, it ended up bigger and better than I ever imagined. I ain't never, like I said, when I started off, I was thinking the Neon, and it ended up getting bigger than that. I did my premiere at the Victoria Theater. So, man, from there I ended up going to the Danbury Theater. I was on the news several times, and I did a lot of stuff that people thought I couldn't do. So, and even like now, the distribution, I was turning out several distributions. I had meetings with Master P, different things like that about the film. And it just done turned into something bigger than I think anybody expected. So that's my main thing with this movie, just to be able to promote and tell people you can do anything you put your mind to. I believed in myself and knew that I could make something happen, but sometimes you surprise yourself if you keep pushing. And like at this point now, I'm at the point where now I feel like I can do anything. I know I can keep pushing. I know I got a good product to get the doors open. So I'm just gonna keep pushing.
Fantastic. Well, I had to ask this question, and I asked them earlier, but I think there's a lot of people that have seen the movie that wanted to know. There's a scene in the movie where Bambi, or your baby mom in the movie, goes and spends your money to buy herself a car. And you get highly upset. And I think we discussed it a little bit earlier when you were saying that that was a true event. It just kind of went a little differently in real life. But in the movie, you commence to go pull down and destroy her car. At the time when we were watching the movie, I am looking to think how it was set up. We're not 100% sure if that's her car because we've discussed that she went and bought a car. We didn't discuss what kind of car it was. We didn't go pull down on her at the time. So we don't know exactly what car she has. We just know it's a new nice car that's parked out in front of where she live at. Was that girl's car?
Yeah, that was her car. Yeah, that was her car.
Okay, so we haven't confirmed because I wasn't sure if that was going to lead into some other beef, or what have you. I wasn't sure if, she was going to call you and go off and be like, ha, that's why that wasn't even my car. So I was been thinking about that since I seen the movie. Like, I wonder.
Yeah, when I actually was making it, I was trying to think if I was going to put that type of twist on it because, like I said, that part, it didn't really happen in real life, but it was fun making that scene because I was able to bust my car windows out of my car. That was my real car. So I was able to, because sometimes you got to be all the way in when you're trying to make a film. That's why I said as far as cost, it depends on how far you're trying to go. Okay. You know what I'm saying? If you willing to pay an extra $120 or something to bust your car windows out, I'm trying to find a car that blow up now. Blow up a car and shoot that motherfucker up something.
So let's hear a little bit about your next project that you got coming out. What's the dates? When can we expect to see it? What is it just a little bit about? If you got a little bit of time to let us know about that new project coming out.
Yeah. My new project called Love, Loyalty, and Death. I got Tyrone Turner. He started the movie Menace to Society. He was in Lil Boosie movie Ghetto Stories. He was in Belly. All the hood classes. I got him. I got Jessica Ryan from the movie Plug Love. It's a big independent film that's out. Also starring my dude Murder, who also got my hustle up. The movie basically about me and my brother, which is Tyrone Turner. We got a lot of different stuff going on, and I ain't even gonna tell too much. But yes, a lot of different twists. We really just in the beginning stages. Like we just started filming, first day of filming this weekend. But I was able to get a nice majority of it done as far as filming. So I'm planning to release it maybe around like August. So I'm gonna have a big premiere down here. I'm gonna do it at the Victoria Theater again, and hopefully we have a bigger and better turnout than we ever had.
Oh yeah, I feel like our community is behind you. I think you're inspiring and putting a spark under a lot of guys who've been dormant for a long time, just because they're not sure that they can do it until they've seen somebody do it, see one of their peers do it, see somebody that they look up to do it. And so I think there's a lot of eyes on you at this point, and there's going to be even more eyes on you to come. And a lot of people, because Got My Hustle Up was so good, of course they're expecting more. Does that put a little pressure on you just a bit?
I mean, somewhat, but I just be looking at it like when I made Got My Hustle Up, it was more pressure on me then because I was meeting people and people were saying different stuff. Like at first people thought it was a comedy because they said I had Michael Blackson in it, and other people was thinking it was a all the way gangster movie. And they just be saying like, man, I know it's gonna be like Shotters and stuff like that. So I knew people was having expectations to it, to where I knew like, man, I ain't even got that many shooting scenes in. So I knew what the people wanted. So I had to add the extra little spice to it. That's when we Got My Hustle Up like 2 hours and 15 minutes. So that was just a learning process to where I had got so much. I was trying to add so much to it, make sure I just captured everything that in my head that I envisioned. So with this next film, I know, man, like this one not funny like Got My Hustle Up. This one gonna be like more serious movie. And I got a couple other movies coming out. It's gonna be some funny, some serious, and then I'm gonna have Got My Hustle Up 2 coming also. So people might not. I know Got My Hustle Up got a certain fan base to it now. So they waiting for part 2. So when they see this next movie, I'm sure they're gonna like it and love it. But some people might still be like, man, I'm ready for. They gonna want Got My Hustle Up 2, or they might love that one and are they gonna want the part 2 to that movie? So people always,
but they gotta expect you to grow.
Yeah.
You know, he gotta grow. You know, he has a lot of stuff in his head that he wants us to see and know, and we're ready to see it and we're ready to know it. So I'm excited. I look forward to the next one and the next one and the next one, and you can definitely stay tuned into the Pretty Nerd YouTube channel for the next exclusive, the next interview on the next project. I will be on it for sure. So again, thank you for your time today, for you guys. So thank you for tuning in. You have tuned into The Pretty Nerd here with Jason D.B.K.S.
Yeah, let me tell y'all, make sure y'all go see Got My Hustle Up now on Amazon Prime. Go watch it on Prime Video now. You can watch it at GotMyHustleUp.com. You can follow me on Facebook, Jason Hampton, Instagram, every other social media, Jason D.B.K.S. And also be on the lookout for my web series called Fit Now, starring Curtis Snow from Snow on the Bluff. And I got the Fuck Child Support cartoon coming also. You can check out the trailer on YouTube now.
All of his movie titles I will have in the description below, so you can click link. I'll try to link them to the actual websites where you can view Got My Hustle Up and so forth. And I'll also put the link into his social media as well, so you can just click and take a look as well. So thank you for tuning in again, and be back with us next time.